Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and today I'm going to be joined by my dad, Jim, and we're going to talk about his recent trip to Yellowstone. He got to go out to the park and spend a little time in nature and find out about all the cool stuff that he saw and did out there. And then he informed me that he has a little bit of correction to my Lotto episode, so we're going to find out a little bit more about that. So go ahead and jump over to that now. Thanks. And I'm joined today by my dad, Jim, on his new patio. How you doing?
This is not the JRE Aladino Mobile Studios. This is Jim Miller's mobile studio. And it's not very mobile. It's kind of static. It's amazing what you can get put in your backyard for the price of a small car.
Yeah.
Right?
So you've got a nice little wall there going on there. Is that the privacy wall?
It is. I have a vast patio this way.
Yeah.
I have a two-angled wall here to block my neighbor's. He had a pool put in last year, as you well know, and all of his pumps and machinery and everything is like right there, and It's ugly as sin. So we waited till he was done with his creation until we put ours in, and we've got a bunch of landscaping that way. We've already had, while we were gone, rabbits eat about $150 worth of plantings.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, unfortunately, there's no guarantee that they'll plant things that rabbits don't eat. So we're kind of hosed to that point. We paid the bill today, and if I see that rabbit, I will kill him. We'll have a good talking to. We're going to have a stern talking to. But,
well, if I've learned anything from Looney Tunes, it's very hard to kill a rabbit.
Well, yeah, it is.
Just saying. They're wily. You know,
no, that's the coyote. Anyway.
There you go. Anyway.
So we have a hard structure here. Next step is shopping for furniture and an umbrella. And
because you're kind of out in the sun there.
Well, it's pretty much right in the middle of the day, son. And that's why I'm wearing a chapeau. Not because I have a bad hair day. I just have this. Yeah. I'm doing the best I can to keep my iPad out of the sun so it doesn't overheat. So you're stuck with this. You're stuck with this angle. How's that?
That's all right. All right. So
good.
Well, so let's get a cigar going. Because now, do you have a nice ashtray for this patio?
No, I don't have a table yet. I need a little.
Oh, you still don't even have a table?
No, I'm telling you, I got like my little portable cherry thing here. So no, until I get a little table, I can't put my ashtray out, and so I'm going to be flicking ashes in the mulch.
Okay. Well,
this really nice expensive mulch. I can't imagine ashes will affect the quality of the mulch, but we'll see.
I hope not. I mean,
I know we won't not more than you.
We won't tell Jan.
Right. Don't write me out. Yeah. Don't write me out. No, we'll be fine with this. I think we'll get it working.
There you go. So today, you and I are going to be smoking because I asked you what you were smoking, and I actually had some. So
you're copying me.
I am. I figured this way, there could be some discussion. We've got the League of Fat Bastards Serie robusto. It's a 5x50, featuring a medium-bodied Nicaraguan cigar wrapped in a sweet and spicy Ecuadorian wrapper. And 40% of their net profits will be donated directly to charitable organizations and mental health initiatives supporting men's mental health. Which, I don't think that's a bad thing.
Trust me, a lot of guys need that.
No shit. So, anyway, time to cut the cigar, and the official cutting is brought to you by 2guyscigars.com. That's the number 2guyscigars.com. Two Guys have been around for 40 years, and they are the trusted name in the cigar industry. Everybody knows Two Guys, but if you don't, please give them a try. You won't be sorry. Family-owned and operated 2guyscigars.com does the very best to provide a great selection, fair prices, and excellent customer service. I actually just placed an order there the other day. I ordered a box of those JFR Lunatic cigars that I enjoyed, and bought a box of from them back in June. And I went through that whole box, and so I was like, I'm going to go ahead and order myself another box. So Head on over to twoguyscigars.com for your next cigar purchase. Tell them that the Cigar Pulpit sent you. And remember, that's the number 2guyscigars.com. And with that, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar. So
when people say, tell them Cigar Pulpit sent you, do they get anything in return, or is it just feel goodness?
I don't know. I don't think they get anything in return, but it helps me out a lot because it lets two guys know that,
right.
You know, they're coming to their website because of me.
Good enough.
And so it's one of those, hey, the advertising is working. You should keep doing it kind of things. So
yeah. I listened to some of his podcasts this morning as I did my morning walk, and he's trying to decide if he wants to do another expo after this one.
Yeah, I know.
I love that. It's like, ask him today, he'd say hell no. Ask him the day after, he'll say hell no. But let him sit on it for a week. And it's like, yeah, why not? So
I'll tell you what, when I was up there last year, I saw him the day or two before, and I saw him the day or two after. And let me tell you, he's full Maduro at that point. I mean, he is a strong, spicy bastard at that point. Like it's a lot of stress.
It's a lot of work, and I commend him for putting himself and his staff through that. And his episode today, I was listening to the cost of putting on such an event. And as I'm walking, he goes, "What do you think it costs?" And I put $250,000 right away. And he goes, "Yeah."
Yep.
And it sounds like Mr. Jonathan, I think, guessed 300. And he goes, "Yeah, it's between 2 and 3." It's like I have a good idea of what this man's doing, and it's not a small game.
Well, and the logistics of doing it in a tent, out at a farm, because that's the only place you can do it at. Right, I mean, that doesn't make any. And so much of the show requires electricity, and so they're having to get all that out there, and this and that, and what. It's not a insignificant thing to do.
He brings in all the porta crappers.
Yep.
Somebody else, Clark, the shitter's full. Well, you got to get that truck out here to clean it out. So it's all those little things like that.
Yeah,
it's riding on him.
Yeah.
Anyway, I commend my compliments to those guys.
Which is why I'm very surprised that they opted this year to do the episode immediately following the close of the expo on Saturday. Yeah. I would have, I understand Dave is the show must go on. I have to have something to out there, know, and he wasn't going to let the opportunity go. But why I'm so surprised is it's like, holy shit, man, with everything else you have going, after the expo's done, that was your time to just like crash and die. And now you got to go do a 2-hour podcast immediately following that too.
But it'll be an interesting podcast because what you're going to get is raw reaction and emotions.
That's true. So that's very true.
If he loved it, he'll tell you. If things were wrong, you'll know it immediately. So I commend him for putting himself through this.
It's a big undertaking, and I did enjoy it last year. I think this year's going to be even bigger and better. But that's assuming the night. I keep saying knife fights. Like there's like two guys out there, with the knives and everything.
No, they were doing the night battles. They were, that's why.
And but he was saying the one guy's like was in the hospital, so it's like, hopefully that actually happens. Otherwise, it's going to be Jonathan running around in a suit of armor, getting pelted by everybody. Which could be even more entertaining than the night battles. To be honest,
they could charge more for that.
Just put him in the, just get him the metal codpiece and let everybody walk up and just kick him in the balls.
Yeah,
I mean, it could be funny. Anyway,
a buck a swing. They'd make a ton. Anyway,
so you just got back from a trip.
Well, let's fire up the cigar first.
I am. I
thought we were going to have the official lighting.
Well, we can do that. I think I have the button right here. I think I programmed the button. I did.
Some say cigars are all the same. It's just not true. It's you I have to blame.
Well, I don't know, 'cause what I know, there is a cigar called Aladino.
Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Corojo. They say authentic, so we're not confused, while the others say it's a word that's just abused.
I guess that's so. They can't compete. At least I'm sure Aladino can't be beat.
Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Cigars uses authentic Corojo tobacco from JRE Tobacco. This is the greatest commercial you ever heard. Yeah.
I still have my kazoo.
I do too. It's on my desk. I'm sitting here thinking I should have brought my damn kazoo out.
I know. I'm like, I'm halfway through. I'm like, my kazoo's in the other room. I could have had my kazoo.
I remember when I was a kid, I had a kazoo. It was metal, and it was the kazoo, and it had like a slide trombone on it. It was about a foot long.
So you get that like whistle, that
yeah, you could do that. Yeah, it was. I don't know. It just came to mind. It was one of my favorite toys. Back when toys were simple and no batteries required. Anyway,
everything is
back before batteries were invented, right?
Right.
Anyway, all right.
Playing your kazoo by candlelight. So, so before, actually, I was looking at my notes, my show notes, and I was teasing your trip, but I think I'm gonna drop one little bit of news before we get into it, and then we can just go all in on your trip. So, this is. As I'm recording this, breaking news, Casa Fuente, which opened in the summer of 2005 and is located inside the Forum Shops at Caesar's Palace, will be closing on Monday, October 20th. The store's lease comes to an end this fall, and the mall is not renewing it, making it the end of the store's 20-year run in Las Vegas. Apparently, Michael Fry, one of the store's owners, told Half Wheel that there were multiple reasons why the store was closing, but they all came back to one thing, and that was smoking on the patio. Casa Fuente is divided into 4 spaces: a full-service bar, a retail space on the perimeter of the bar seating, a walk-in humidor, and patio seating, which was serviced by the bar staff. The bar, retail space, and humidor are all inside Casa Fuente. However, the patio space is outside the front door, essentially in the hallway of the mall. And it's in the hallway, and they had tables out there, and people were sitting and smoking. And I guess all of the neighboring businesses surrounding Casa Fuente, which included a Hello Kitty cafe, complained to the mall, and they got it shut down. So.
And you add on top of that the fact that Las Vegas is tanking.
Mm-hmm.
The room bookings are down like double-digit percentage. All businesses are struggling. And they can blame whatever they want to blame. And it's not COVID. It's just they've been stabbing people. They took advantage of COVID. They've been stabbing people. And if you have nearby tenants complaining about your smoke, and if your business is looking like it's going to be going downward,
yep.
Why would you fight?
Yep. So yeah. So it sucks. So for anybody who's out in Vegas before October 20th, if you want to swing by Casa Fuente and visit it either for the first time or for the last time, you've got until Monday, October 20th to do so. But I've been by there, but to be honest, I like the Monte Cristo Lounge over off of the gaming floor in Caesars a lot more than I did the Monte Cristo or the Casa Fuente store, only because the Casa Fuente store, it was so small. And whereas the Monte Cristo Lounge, they had a lot more seating and it was more comfortable in my opinion. But such is life. I know a lot of people went by there because that's where you could get the Casa Fuente cigar, and that wasn't available except there until 2021. Now they do a one time a year annual allotment that they'll allow other stores to purchase and sell. So so you have to assume now with the closing of that lounge, they're probably going to make these cigars available on a regular basis. One would think. One would expect so anyway. Yep. But anyway, so that's interesting. There's that. But So yeah, that's it for my news. So we can now get into You've been traveling. So aside from coming down for Pulpit Fest, you got home and had like all of what, maybe
like 9 days, I think.
I was gonna say like a week to chill,
right.
basically.
Yeah,
and then you hit the road again.
We spun around and went out to Yellowstone. This is twice now. Last year, I think we were out there in 2023.
Okay. I was thinking it was a couple years back.
It was 2 years ago. But
yeah.
this was a different trip. There's and a lot of the listeners and viewers have been to Yellowstone, so a lot of this will probably sound familiar to them. And I apologize for telling you shit. There are two distinct areas of Yellowstone. There's the touristy stuff. The Old Faithful, the geysers, the mud pits, Grand Prismatic Stream, and then there's the northern half of the park. And again, realize this park is like 2.2 million miles square mile. I mean, it's big. All right,
I didn't realize that.
2.2 million acres, rather, not miles. 2.2
I didn't realize
acres.
that until you went in 23.
Oh, this place
told me that. I had no idea.
No, if you're going, well, we'll go to Yellowstone and we'll go see the geyser and we'll go to this. And shit, that can be a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
On this trip, for example, we're driving along and all of a sudden you come to a dead stop. And every now and then a single car would come this way. And you're just sitting. And you know what it is. It's a buffalo. It's a bison in the middle of the...
Oh.
And bison walk on the roads out there because their feet don't sink. If there's, on the grass, sometimes the shoulder falls off. So the bison got smart, and they'll walk right down the middle of the freaking road. And we sat for 45 minutes, intermittently driving over piles of shit in the middle of the road. These bison are just walking along and dropping until they finally get to a point, and then the herd heads off. We had 4 different occasions where we're stuck behind a single bison, and this bastard just isn't going to move. And it was great because this one time I thought I was going to see something worth photographing. There's a motorcycle came white lining up past us, and he got to the front, and he thought he was going to go around the bison with oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
And that thing stopped. He spun around and squared off against this motorcycle.
Oh, shit.
He didn't like the sound of that buzzing behind his ass.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, this is going to be good, but then he backed off a little bit and spun around and off he walked. But no, what we did this time is we didn't see a single geyser. We avoided all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So this is the trip where we flew into Bozeman and drove about 2 hours east-southeast to a little town called Red Lodge, Montana.
Okay.
And it's not in the way of anything. You got to be dedicated to get there. I mean, you're out there going, where the hell people live out here? And it's at the head of what's known as the Beartooth Highway.
Okay.
And I've spoken about this. Now, the Beartooth Highway, I think, is like 69 miles. And it heads out of Montana, dips down a little bit into Wyoming, back into Montana, back into Wyoming where the Yellowstone Park is. And it goes up. I got to stay lit here. And it goes up.
There you go.
Well above 10,000 feet elevation. So you're up. And the road has a lot of switchbacks. So you're driving and all of a sudden you turn and you go back this way and you turn. And you're going straight up, no guardrail. And you go off the edge. And it's this kind of shit the whole way. And it's beautiful. I mean, you're starting down here and you got trees and pine trees, and then you get up in the mountains. Then you get up in the tundra. There's nothing. It's just nothing. Huh. And it looks almost like another planet, but you're way up there. What's interesting, an anecdotal note, when you get to the very top, there's a guardrail.
Yeah.
It's just covered with stickers. And if I would have known that, there'd have been a Cigar Pulpit sticker on the friggin' thing.
Ah, damn.
But what's interesting is there was a Bucky sticker smack dab right in the middle of this friggin' guardrail.
Of course there was.
So Bucky is doing alive and well on Beartooth Highway.
That damn beaver's everywhere.
He is. I took a picture of it for you.
Yeah.
I would have sent it to Dave. But here's my problem. When we landed in Bozeman, you could smell smoke. And the entire time we were out there, you could smell smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And, even on the Beartooth Highway, where people go, oh my God, you can sit up here and you can see that mountain way over there. No, you couldn't. It was just smoke. It was hazy, smoky crap.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my lawsuit. You've heard of you've heard of class action lawsuits?
I have.
I'm going to do a mass action lawsuit. I'm going to sue everybody in Canada.
Oh my God.
If they don't get their damn act together on their forest fires, we're tired of choking under smoke. You want a friggin' forest fire, and if you want to sit on your hands and let it burn, keep the smoke up there. So I'm going to sue everybody in Canada, with the exception of Dennis, because we like him.
We do like Dennis.
And I was going to remove Luke from the list until this morning when he sent me that thing with the New Balance sneaker ad bullshit he did with the Corvette.
Yep.
So Luke is on the edge of the paper. And if you have any other listeners in Canada who you don't want to be part of my mass action lawsuit, you have 72 hours to call, ask the pulpit and give us your name. Okay. And I'll remove you from the lawsuit. My other half of the lawsuit is Northern California, because they've got fires in Northern California. And if those bastards want to let their stuff burn, keep the smoke out there. Blow it to the ocean. Why does Montana have to choke on your damn smoke? So I'm going to sue everybody from like middle of California up. So this is going to be a big deal. Everybody can get in on it if you want.
Okay.
But we'll remove James, your favorite delivery driver, because we like him.
Yeah, he's good.
But if you have any other listeners in northern half of California who don't want to get your butt sued, call Ask the Pulpit in the next 72 hours, and we'll remove you from the list of lawsuits.
It's fair. So and I will say, to your point here, there have been a number of days here in the St. Louis area where you go outside and it's hazy and gross out, and the weatherman says it's the smoke and whatnot coming from Canada, that it blows as far south as St. Louis and further, and blocks out my sun and makes my air quality shitty.
If you want to let the fires burn, do something about it, or we're going to sue your ass. We shouldn't have to choke. I ended up buying Clear Eyes. My right eye just went bright red.
Yeah.
I mean, it was itching. It was and it was like that in Yellowstone all week. We were out there. It was just hazy the whole time, and everybody's complaining about it. And it's just, well, okay, it's Canada again, or it's California again. Well, no, bullshit. Stop it. Just stop it. So I had planned this drive on the Beartooth Highway for, I don't know, 9 months?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I couldn't see shit. I could see the road, and I could see maybe 2 miles, maybe 3 miles out in some cases. But this just gets hazy. And if you look for photographic value,
it's kind of not there.
It's not at all. It's just haze. So it was a fun road to drive. I mean, it would have been a hoot to go buzzing on that thing. A lot of motorcycles drive it because it's a fun little whippy thing.
Yeah.
We still saw some beautiful areas. I mean, it's a very interesting drive. It's white knuckling at times. You come out of the Montana area where there's guardrails. You get into Wyoming, there are no guardrails.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Wyoming has an adversity to putting guardrails on.
They don't even
roads.
Care. They just don't care.
Shit. Yeah. And if you go off the edge, good luck.
Yeah,
you're thousands of feet down. But that was fun. It was actually a good time. But anyway, to the point, it brings you to the northeast entrance of the park.
Okay.
And you go through Cook City and you go to the northeast entrance, and then you drive literally the entire width of what's known as Lamar Valley, and that's where all the critters hang out.
Oh, okay.
We got into Lamar Valley, and you see cars pull off from the side, and you pull up and go, what are you looking at? So we saw a mountain goat.
Oh, that's cool.
It was 2.5 miles away.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, exactly. It's like so many miles up, and then it's up on the mountain. I mean,
it's Yellowstone. It's not a petting zoo. So,
precisely. Exactly right. So I took a photo, and I used my one lens, and you can tell what it is. I'm okay with what I got. I mean, you can discern that it's a white little mountain goat. Saw my first grizzly bear on the drive.
Neat.
And he was a mile off that direction. I got his picture.
So he was closer than the goat.
He was, but he was kind of ambling along. He is a big son of a bitch. He was about the size of an SUV. He's
God.
I haven't. These, as you know, my goal was to see a bear.
You saw a bear.
I saw 10 bears.
There you go.
We had a good visit, and we'll get to that in a second. But we stayed on the northern end of town called Gardiner, Montana.
Yeah.
And we went past the first hotel and looked at the room and said, no way in hell we're staying here. So we complained and whined and bitched enough that, okay, maybe we'll stay one night if we can't find someplace else. And we found someplace else.
I was going to say.
And they let us out of my reservation. So that we're fortunate, because they could have been,
that's good.
They could have been real jackwads and screwed us, but they didn't.
That's good then.
But we ended up staying at a place called the Yellowstone Village Inn and Lodge, I think is the name of it. And you pull in, and there's a large lodge, large indoor rooms hotel, and then down the left-hand side look like attached cottages.
Okay.
So you have a front porch and a door, and you go in, and 2-bedroom, little area like that. And there's like 4 or 5 of those. And we got into one of those. We pulled into the place because going, oh yeah, we got 4 nights in a row if you want to stay in one of these. And it was like $400 more total for the stay. It's like, shit, we're into the deal. Let's do it. And it worked out.
Yeah,
it worked out really well. That location could not have worked out better, and I'll tell you why in a moment. So as we're putting stuff into the room, I noticed on the adjacent porch next to us was a man and a lady, and they were in their upper 60s, 70s, and there were a couple in their upper 20s, maybe 30, and a couple of little kids. And I'm thinking, well, okay, they're neighbors. I have to be nice to them because we're here for 4 or 5 nights. So I went over and I said hi. I said, just to let you know, we're going to be your neighbors for a while. I said, if you smell something funny, don't worry about it. It's just me cooking meth. I always cook meth when I travel. And I said, if you hear loud music, I said, that's me jamming to Barry Manilow. I said, so I like to have big, loud Barry Manilow parties while I do my meth. And they just, they laughed. Oh, we look forward to that. Whatever. Turns out to be the owners.
Oh, God.
A lovely couple by the name of Bert and Wanda Manry, Manry.
Okay.
And we got off on that foot right then. I mean, they were just the nicest people. They shot the shit with us all week. They were friendly. Every day we go somewhere, and they'd go, well, how was your day? Yeah, that kind of thing. And
it was good, but it took me away from my meth cooking, and so now I got to get to work, So, oh my God.
So yeah, right. So to accelerate to one of the highlights of the trip was the Sunday night. It would have been our last night there. We're at the front desk because they have 24-hour coffee there, and we can go in and grab a cup of coffee and hot tea. And the girl behind the desk is their daughter. She goes, look what I found, or look what I've got, and she holds up a picture of a little black bear cub in her apple tree.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. I said, when did you get that? She goes, about 5 minutes ago behind the lodge here back at my house. No shit. She goes, yeah, they're probably still back there. They're going to come around. Oh, well, that would be cool to see. So as we're walking out, here comes Bert and Wanda saying, hey, you want to come with us back to our daughter's house? They used to live there. Here's the deal. Yeah. They used to live there, but they took that end unit and they live in that end unit for 6 months a year. Then they go to Lake Havasu, Arizona for the other 6 months for the winter time.
Okay.
And they gave their house in the back of the lodge to the kids. One daughter lives on one side, one daughter lives on the other side.
Yeah.
And it's like, you want to come with us and look at these bears? Sure. So we went into their house. Yeah, we went into their house and looking at the little bear climbing, and there's another little bear and the mother bear. And it was a big sow. She was about 180 pounds. She was a big one.
Yeah.
But we're all looking out the window of the laundry room, and this bear she spots us. She sees us. And she comes wandering over, climbs up, puts her feet on top of the air conditioning unit, and sticks her nose up to the window. And I'm looking out the window. We're this far apart, nose to nose to a bear.
Yeah.
And it's glass and screen only. And if she would have done this, I wouldn't be on this call with you right now. But we got some tremendous photos. And the bears then left there. We went back out to the front of the lodge, and they walked along the fence. It was a privacy fence on the other side. And they, like nothing, jumped on top of the fence, walked along it, jumped, and climbed up to an elm tree and sat up there for about an hour and a half. So I got a bunch of little baby bear and black bear photos, which I'll be posting on Instagram when I get done processing.
Very cool.
So first time in 10 years they've seen a black bear there. Typically, black bear, from what I'm told, don't hang out where there's grizzlies, because grizzlies are big, scary MFers, and black bears are not big, scary MFers. They're much smaller and happier.
Kind of scroungers, they tend to be the ones that get in your garbage.
They can still kill you.
Well, yeah, I'm not dismissing them or anything like that.
Just not as fast, right?
Yeah.
You have to work at it. So it was a treat to see something of that rarity, I guess is the way to put that. But at one point, there's a place west of town. A lot of people told us about. And we said, "Oh yeah, you drive out there, and not an easy drive, but you always see bears." So we did. And it's about 17 miles west of Gardner. And sure as shit, we're driving down this old crappy road and just beating the hell out of the rental car. And I saw a buck, a boar, grizzly, big male, way off, and all the hay bales are all rolled up now. Yeah. And his back was slightly higher than the height of one of those hay bales.
Oh.
Whole thing is silver. He is one huge son of a bitch.
That's a big bear.
But again, he's about 3/4 of a mile out, right?
Yeah.
So we go up and we park, and there's a sow with 2 little ones. So she's, in a 1/4 of a mile out. So we got some photos of that. But the highlight of this moment was obviously seeing more bears. But I'm standing there, I look behind me, and there's a herd of elk.
Okay.
And for the first time in my life, I've always wanted to hear this, is I heard an elk bugle in the wild. Oh. It's a very distinct whistle sound, and I know some of your listeners have heard it. There's a 6x6 behind me and a 5x5, and they're bugling. Next thing I know, across the basin over the other valley, I hear another one way over there bugling as well. So the rut is alive and well out there, and all of the bulls are out working on the rut. So to see that, and to see the bears was special, and to hear the elk was special.
That's neat.
So that was amazingly something.
And you almost saw a bison decide to gore a dude on a motorcycle, so you've got that going for you too.
Who could ask for more,
right? No, so that's pretty cool.
The big day, and every now and then, son, you have a day that you go, I can't believe it. Yeah, it's just so unbelievably spectacular. It was last Friday. Okay. We hired a gentleman called Evan Stout. He's the owner of Yellowstone Wildlife Guide Company, I think is the name of it. And Evan is tied into everything that has to do with protecting the bison, the bear. I mean, this man was a walking encyclopedia of knowledge. Yeah. And we hired him for a few hours that morning to take us out looking for animals. He took us to a spot, and we parked. We walked up a little knoll. He put up his spotting scopes and looked straight out, and we saw a pack of wolves. And we saw a pack of wolves that had 3 pups, relatively large now, but they were black. There was a gray wolf came up, and that was cool to see wolves like there. They were a distance, obviously. Yeah. But then you look to your right, and there's a grizzly on the hillside. And within a matter of maybe an hour and a half, we had a pack of wolves, a grizzly. We had a herd of about 4 dozen bison rumble past us about 35, 40 yards to our right at the base of the knoll. So having them go by, we had a couple of bald eagles, and we had a few coyotes run past going back the other direction. It's like I told Evan, the only thing he didn't coordinate was to have the flying elephant Dumbo fly over us. It was like it was like a Disney park.
I was going to say.
It was stupid. It really was. It's like every animal that you would have hoped to have seen in one spot. It was just everywhere you looked, there was shit. It was amazing. Absolutely.
Then there you go. You hire this guy and you just see everything versus going out on your own and here having to try and hunt for it. It's like just
that's go and
hire
point.
This guy.
If you don't know what you're looking for or where you're looking, you won't see a thing. Yeah. It's like those bears I was talking about at the lodge. They're hanging up in a tree. They're right there. But there are people walking across the yard
They have no idea.
However many yards apart. And they have no clue they're up there until we point and go, there's a bear above your head. And until
nobody looks up. I mean, people,
right?
as a general rule, we don't look up.
And I'll get to that. As you're driving along, I can tell you right now, if I were to drive through there again, I would know what a grizzly looks like in the field. You know, it's like when you go deer hunting. Until you see that first deer, you don't know what you're looking for. But once you see it and you know there's that flat line between the trees, your eyes go for the flat backs. I know a grizzly looks different than a bison in the field now. I know what a mountain goat looks like pinned to the side of a mountain. So you get that mental memorization of spotting. And it worked the rest of the week really well. But once we're done with that, then Evan drove us and he dropped us off to our fishing guide. And a young man named Clancy. He's a wonderful, funny kid. I mean, tall, skinny. He's born and raised right there. He fishes every day of his life. And when he's not fishing, right now he's guiding. Archery season for elk. He's out guiding archery hunting. And when he's done with that, he goes to New Zealand for a few months a year and does guiding and fishing in New Zealand.
Well, that's cool.
Kid's 24 years old and he's got the world by the balls.
Yeah.
I admire, and just a wonderful, fun personality kid. So he took us fishing. He was our guide, and we went on just a little corner bend, little ripples of the Lamar River, right through the Lamar Valley, not far from where we saw all the animals. And he hooked our shit together, and within a matter of a couple of hours, we caught 7 cutthroat, Yellowstone cutthroat trout. 3 of them were in excess of 16 inches. Which would qualify for a hell of a catch. And all you fly fishermen out there, we were fishing in about 2.5 to 3 feet of water, crystal clear, with a deep run in the middle of about 4 feet. We were using a floating terrestrial, a grasshopper, with a beaded nymph tandem toward the bottom, and that's what we were catching them on, was the beaded nymph tandems. So I was proud because that's about the first time in 30 years since Jan and I actually fly fished out west for trout. Yeah. And we nailed it. And what's best is when we were checking out of the hotel, out of the lodge, the guy ahead of us was talking to the guy behind the counter. He goes, "Oh, how'd you do fishing?" He goes, "We didn't catch a damn thing." He goes, "We went 3 days here. We didn't even feel so much as a nibble." And I'm like,
yeah. You didn't have Clancy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we got 7 cutthroat. Fuck you. So in one day's time, we not only saw all of the animals we wanted to see, but we had one of the best fishing experiences we've had in years.
Well, good.
And now we're like, we need to do that some more. It's infectious. And that's what's cool about it. So
are you interested in going back to Yellowstone, or are you looking at other national parks?
You never say never, because last time we were out there, we thought we were done, but we went back in 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if we would go back into Yellowstone, but I certainly think fishing the Yellowstone River runs north up past a little town called Livingston, up that direction. Okay. Many years ago, we went out to a little fishing lodge just south of Livingston and had a tremendous time fishing there. So I wouldn't rule out another fishing trip out west.
Yeah.
I know there's fishing in Michigan, but it's not at all like out west. I mean, the Lamar River is one of the blue ribbon trout rivers in the country, certainly. And that's what's hard to pass up is, you pack your stuff, you fly out there, and you have a time of your life. Why would you go someplace where you have to struggle to try to find a fish? Valid. So, next year our vacations are pretty well booked, but nothing says another 2 year. Following, what is that? 27. I don't think I would rule that out. I think that would be a hoot. We're still physically capable. Thank God for that. We didn't go into deep water. You don't need to when you're out there. I mean, shit. We waded up maybe to above my ankles, maybe my shin at the most at one point. We borrowed waders and boots and stuff, but yeah, it was special. It was a pretty cool thing, but it was fun. I had a great time.
Well, good. That sounds nice.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, you would love it. It's like I've told you before. Sometime in your life, I know, when you were talking about your lottery thing about traveling, you got to see Yellowstone just to stand there and go, my God.
Yeah.
It's like, how did this happen here? It's jaw dropping, but it's fun. It was a good time. But what I wanted to comment was, the whole time I'm out there, I'm watching, and it just reminded me of this old adage that animals whose eyes face forward are the hunters, and animals whose eyes are on the side of their head are food.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
And it's true, because I'm looking at bears that eat things. Yeah. I'm looking at wolves that eat things. I'm looking at coyotes that eat things. And I'm looking at antelope, pronghorn antelope, and things like that. So if you ever need affirmation of what's dangerous and what isn't, look where the eyes are located. If the eyes are on the side, you're safe. If the eyes are on the front, watch out. And you look at the animal life in Yellowstone. And as Evan taught us, the most dangerous animal out there is the man. He said men are causing more problems than any other animal we have out here. And he's right. And our eyes are on the front of our face, that kind of bullshit. So there's a lot of lesson. You have a real sensitivity to, I think, taking care of animals and, pick up your trash and do the right thing. And when a bison wants to shit in the middle of the road, let him.
Yeah.
Because it's his property and we're just kind of driving through it.
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
Nah, that is neat. That would be fun. Well, good. So, do you have any cigars out there?
I didn't. And you know what sucks is I threw a box of exports in my bag. And then I thought, I can go a few days. And I took them out. As I'm wrapping up with Clancy.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, I fucked up. I said, I should have brought my cigars. He goes, oh, I've got some at home. He goes, I've never smoked cigars. My buddy brought back a bunch of Cubans for me. He was on a Caribbean trip. And he goes, I don't even have a cutter or a lighter. He goes, I've never smoked them. He goes, I do nicotine patches. He goes,
oh, God.
He goes, I think I smoked a half one time and I got buzzed. And so we talked about that. But I told him, I said, if I would have known, I said, I should have brought some cigars. I said, right now, Clancy is a cigar moment. And he agreed. He said, I need to go buy a cutter and a lighter. It's like, yeah, you do. I don't know what he has at his house, but he said he showed it to it. He said he gave some to a buddy, and he said that his buddy said these are really good ones.
Okay. So I'm always nervous when somebody says somebody came back from somewhere and brought me Cubans. It's like, oh, they buy them from a guy on the beach out of a glass top humidor, and the guy's brother worked at the factory and smuggled them out the back door for you.
Exactly.
It's like,
I didn't have the heart to tell him that they're probably fake, but God love him anyhow. If he doesn't smoke them, he won't know. But
yeah.
So no, I screwed up. I really wish I would have taken them. And even though the hotel where we stayed, the lodge where we stayed, is no smoking.
Yeah.
They did have a couple of rocking chairs way down at the end, and I saw a guy down there having a nice cigar. So it's like, I could have gotten away with it if I just would have.
Yeah, well, I just know there's a company, Big Sky Cigars. They're based out of Montana, and
they're on the west side. They're over on the west side, north of West Yellowstone. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So. But
and there's a cigar shop in Red Lodge, and I found their flyer in the hotel. Yeah. I didn't know they were there. They were closed when we were leaving anyway. But they have a lot of flavored, a lot of infused. So they kind of go. They go for the lighthearted kind of non-cigar market.
I'll tell you, I was talking with I was talking with Trey Mac this week. And he and I were talking industry stuff. I think before it's all said and done, I think he and I have determined that we're probably going to put a panel of people together, and we're going to do kind of a state of the industry. but not like look at import numbers and that kind of crap, but like actually talk about like some of the like unspoken issues and things going on, and do that like maybe at the end of the year, beginning of next year. But one of the things that he's talking about was, you know, when he goes around and talks to these retailers, sales numbers wise, flavored and infused cigars, that is a big deal for these guys. They sell a lot of it.
The local berry is called the huckleberry. Apparently, the huckleberry is only available kind of like in that general area. It tastes very similar to that of a blueberry. They're smaller. They're about a little tiny thing, and they're hard.
I've heard of them. There was a cartoon that talked.
You're thinking of Huckleberry Hound Dog.
That's it. Yeah,
my darling. Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That's how I heard of it.
I grew up with Huckleberry Hound Dog.
Yeah.
But we had Huckleberry ice cream, and it's good. It's like I said, it tastes like blueberry. Yeah. But the cigar shop out in Red Lodge has Huckleberry infused cigars. So
interesting.
They're playing to the local market and whatever. So, yeah, I mean, it's a husband and wife. I got the name. I'll email it to you. I've got their card on my desk, I think. But so, yeah, I should have, but didn't.
Well, anyway. No big deal. I was just wondering.
Yeah, good question.
Well, very cool. Well, so you did mention my lotto episode, and my lotto discussion. I mean, let's be real. There was a lot of off the cuff, off the top of my head kind of thing there. And admittedly, to your point about travel, all of my locations that I mentioned were out of the country. I did not get into in-country kind of things, and there is plenty of stuff in-country that I would like to hit. Some I don't really particularly care about,
and you don't have to go there.
It's like, it's just one of those things. I don't know. I'm a very like, oh, look, it's real. Okay, we can, like, I don't necessarily need to see everything, but
the only reason to go to Denver is to go from one gate to the other gate and fly back out.
Well, Carl lives out in
you need to see Carl.
So like, I wouldn't mind going out there, but
check in with him.
That airport's creepy though. There's weird shit with that airport.
There's weird people in that airport.
That's true too. Although I've encountered weird people in a lot of airports, not just that one.
Yeah, they don't stay put, do they?
No, they're flying all over the place. That's the problem.
we need to stop that shit. You're weird.
Oh God!
Don't leave your house. So your lottery observations. I have some.
I have my notes here from that, so right. I can refer back to my notes.
So your recommendation was to take the annuity, take the annual payment out, right?
Not necessarily. Okay. I said that based upon age,
all right,
that you should make a consideration because, like, let's be real. If you're looking at a 29-year payout, if let's say you're, I don't know, 65 years old,
you're dead.
You're gonna probably. Odds are good that you're probably not going to last to the end of that annuity. So you probably should just consider the full payout. Whereas, I mean, I'm 43. Look, odds are in my favor that I'll probably see the end of that annuity payout, and I can take it annually. But yeah, I don't know. That was my logic there.
May I interject now?
Yeah, feel free, because this is purely just based off of me looking at this saying like, okay, that makes sense. I don't have any financial... Nobody should be taking financial advice from me.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Me either.
Yeah.
Never take the annuity, even at your age. Let me give you an analogy. Let's say your governor prickster calls you and says, "Hey, Nick, it's your loving governor. You were randomly selected through the database of driver's licenses in Illinois, and we're going to send you $10 million a year for the next 20 years. Congratulations."
Okay.
Do you trust him?
Well, absolutely not.
Do you trust that the guy that replaces him would do this? Probably not.
I see where you're getting at.
Do you trust that they're not going to raise state taxes on that shit? So every year you get your annuity payment and the taxes go up every year and you get a little bit less as they go along?
Do you trust that the Powerball Lotto is going to be around for 29 years?
No, you don't. Take the lump sum. Take the lump sum and put it in your own annuity. Put it in an account, invest it whatever you can, and set up your own annuity So every year you get so much pulled out of it. You're getting the interest on the money, not your freaking government and not the stupid lottery organization that may or may not do shit with it. Don't leave your money. If you win money, don't leave it in other people's hands.
That's a valid point.
All right.
Okay.
I don't trust somebody else with my money.
Okay.
Especially when it comes from a government thing. And I've got a final answer on the lotto anyway. Your idea of hiring an attorney, I'm going to drill that down just a bit. And I'm going to say, don't just hire an attorney, hire a business attorney. Okay. And have that guy set up an LLC. Set you up as a corporation. So it's not you as an individual, it's you as a company.
Okay.
And your tax benefits and all that's better. And you can be more discreet and not findable. He's your front man then. Your corporation is represented by your business attorney.
Well, and that goes back to my very first thing, is that you got to do everything you can to stay anonymous.
Kind of. And by the way, not all attorneys are bad. Liability and insurance. The guys you see on television, stay away from them. But I've had business attorneys, and they're business attorneys because they don't want to be assholes.
Well, there's
I've got some very good friends who are business attorneys.
Well, okay, that's good.
We go to a Grand Prix every May with a business attorney.
Not everybody working for the post office sucks, but there's quite a few that do.
But in general, but anyway.
Well, I got a post office story I can get to when we're done with this, let me tell you. Anyway.
Next thing is,
I'm sure Chris is sitting back wondering what that's. Anyway, I'm sorry.
The first thing you want to do is get a new cell phone and a new cell phone number.
Okay.
I don't give a shit who knows I won. Because when they start calling your old cell phone number,
they're not going to get you.
You're going to find out who the barnacles in your life are. People who are stuck to your ass.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden they rear their evil head.
Yeah.
You'll find them fast and you'll know who to avoid. Keep your old cell phone number, but get that new one. And don't tell anybody that new one except your most trusted loved ones and family members.
Okay.
Remember the thing I've told you in the past about keeping your enemies close, but keep your friends closer?
Yeah.
It's just the opposite of the old adage. Keep your enemies, right?
Yeah.
Keep your friends closer, because friends can betray you faster than an enemy can.
They're already in the circle.
Ask Jesus how Judas worked out for him.
There you go.
Ask Caesar about Brutus.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Your enemies will screw you quicker than your friends will screw you quicker than an enemy, because your friends know your innermost details.
Well, they've got just that little bit of an advantage there, and they're all, like I said, they're already in the circle. You're not expecting it. Yeah.
Don't give them your new cell phone number. Give your new cell phone number to your family. And by the way, where your family's concerned, you're right. I wouldn't want your money. If you were to win the lottery, I don't need your shit now. I really don't.
No, exactly.
But what you can do is when you set up your annuity, you can also set it up so that your family automatically gets annual payments or monthly, and they can't say yay, no, nothing. It's from your account to their account. And take
done.
it, boom, done. Don't give them the choice. Just do it. If you love them, just do it. That kind of deal. So that's where that's concerned. And the only other observation I'll make for you is the one thing I expected to hear, waiting, and you didn't do it, is if you want gadillions of dollars, buy your island. You've been talking for years about buying your island, man.
Well, you know what? That's true. I did not even consider the island.
You overlooked that one thing I expected you to say.
I've only been touting that since that was my COVID plan, was, just get the island and go hide on the island and declare my own sovereignty and be my own nation. But you're right. I didn't do that. Of course, I mean, let's be, I probably, depending, you probably could pull in enough money to get an island. I mean, it may not be an immediate purchase.
If you've got like millions, tens and whatever's of millions, hundreds of millions.
We're talking at least 242.1 in Missouri after taxes.
Didn't Nicolas Cage have his island for sale for like, I don't know, under 300 million or some shit?
He had one off of the coast of Nicaragua that was 5 acres, It had a couple of buildings, like a house and an airstrip, and it was $450,000.
Okay, well, you can afford that.
Now, my only concern with that one
and
was
there's a
the
whole
fact
bunch
that
of islands for sale down there, by the way.
well,
there are like tons and tons and dozens and hundreds of islands at any given time in the Caribbean and in the Bahamas for sale. So, yeah,
I just wouldn't want to be like tied to the Nicaraguan government.
It's your own island. You can set up your own sovereignty.
Yeah, but could you? I mean, if it's that close to the Nicaraguan, coast, or is it your own island, or is it one of those things kind of like
mount an AR-15 on the front of your bass tracker, call yourself a Navy, and shoot them. Right?
I mean, there's that.
Just saying.
I mean, I just got to make sure I have that.
There are better locations for islands.
100%. I would want to make sure that I have that trade agreement with the United States set up so I can get that weekly boat of supplies coming to the island. And I got to have somewhere to go, when in case of hurricane. Because, I mean, I'm not going to have a big island.
I don't know. For Nicaragua, that's south of Hurricane Alley. I mean, it's like Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire. They don't get hurricanes. They're down off the coast of Venezuela. I don't know the last time they ever got a hurricane. Hurricanes typically, from what I'm gathering, I don't believe hurricanes go that far south.
Okay.
They typically come through the Leeward Islands and then kind of scoot through Puerto Rico, Cococ, Haiti, and go up past Cuba, and that's about it. They don't go below Cuba and Cayman Islands that much.
Oh, okay. So you just buy a little south.
When was the last time Cozumel got nailed by a hurricane? I don't know. Been a while, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Nicaragua's below there.
Yeah. You just got to worry about their government coming to get you.
Well, we got that everywhere. But anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, here's
that.
Here's my takeaway on lotteries. You asked me before we started, did I see who won it? No, because I don't give a fuck. I never want to see who wins these lotteries because it just irritates the piss out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing: nobody should win $1 billion lottery. There should not even be $1 billion lottery.
You're setting somebody up for failure.
I can tell. No, nobody should win that much money. Period.
Yeah,
it's bullshit. I think what you ought to do is, instead of giving away a ridiculous amount of money, cap the lottery payout at $10 million.
Okay.
Take whatever, $1 billion, but have multiple winners of $10, $15 million each.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
If I were to say, we're going to have this big ass lottery, oh my God, look how large it got. And out of this, my God, look how big it got. There's going to be 100 winners. You don't think ticket sales, because your odds right now are as good of winning the lottery as they are of getting hit by an asteroid from the Andromeda Galaxy. I mean, let's be honest here, right?
Yeah.
If I were to say, instead of one big ass winner, we guarantee we're going to do 25 drawings, and you 25 people will all win 10 or 15 million. Ticket sales would go through the roof because the odds are better.
Which has been my contention with the smaller state lotteries, although I don't know, I'm not a math guy, so maybe I'm completely wrong with this, but I figure there's less people playing the ones where it's like, oh, you have a $3 million jackpot, so, arguably your odds, but I don't think that's necessarily the case since they're just drawing numbers. But
when they get ridiculously big, I think, and we don't play. I mean, maybe twice a year. I figure my odds are the same of winning if I buy a ticket than if I don't buy a ticket. That's my attitude.
My only thing with Lotto, I get scratchers for gifts sometimes at the holidays and things like that. That is like the only time I play the Lotto.
And I think scratch-offs ought to have more value. More people would buy those if they thought they had the chance. I contest fewer people buy. When it gets to $1 billion, I contest that sale would go down because the odds are so exponentially stupid.
But they don't. You see lines at gas stations for people buying this shit.
Yeah, and those are the same people that schlep through airports and travel who shouldn't be. But I think there ought to be a cap on the lottery because it gets stupid.
Yeah.
And every time there's a winner, I turn the channel. I don't want to see that son of a bitch because it's just going to piss me off and irritate me because you know that they're going to do dumb shit with their money and you're going to see on the news 2 years later how they lost it all. My God, yeah. Good for you. Way to go. You help society. Nah, That's bull crap. So there ought to be less payout, more winners.
Okay.
But it's not like the lottery commission asked me my opinion.
No, I
haven't gotten that phone call yet.
I mean, I don't know how much they're going to be wanting to come and talk to you anyway after you start suing Northern California and Canada, but, you know, who knows? They might be, like, worried about mass lawsuit, you know?
They should stop. I don't know. Does Canada have a lottery?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I would think so.
Yeah. What do you win?
I don't know. Luke will tell me. We'll hear from one of the Canadian listeners.
Yeah, Dennis will tell you. Luke will just send me another horseshit joke of some kind to insult me.
He's very convinced that Corvette owners don't wear New Balance shoes.
He's jealous.
I mean,
he's jelly. That's all he is. Jelly Luke. That's what I need to do. I need to do an AI little jar of Luke jelly and send
Luke
it to
jelly.
Anyway.
Make sure it's blackberry brandy flavored.
Right.
There you go.
So that's my takeaway. Never take the annuity. Put it in the bank your own damn self. Keep the money in your own hands. Raise your own interest and pay out how you want through your corporation. And let everybody you've ever known in your life piss them off by telling them you won. But don't answer that phone.
Don't answer the call.
That's it.
All right. Well.
All right. So there's my corrections. I hate to correct your episode.
No.
But I have to.
It's fine. No, it's good addendums. I mean, you know, I don't know. I was just, look, that was one of those, I'm sitting in the garage. I'm like, I need to put an episode out. What can I talk about? And it's like, oh, everybody's talking about the Powerball, so I guess we could talk about that. What would I do with the lottery? And admittedly, Sean, you know, he did ask.
No, it's a good topic.
That was a show suggestion. You know, what would I do? And I'm sure that the thought was going to be like, oh, I'm going to, you know, do this massive humidor. I'm going to invest in all these cigars. I'm going to buy my own cigar shop. It's like, no. It's like, I'm going to do this stuff, you know?
Yeah, I would move. So, I would buy a different house, and I would have a house with multiple garages. And there would be a Corvette 01X parked in the one bay. Even though I don't need a 1,250 horsepower Corvette. I want one. And if I could afford one and nobody gets hurt, it's in my garage. So, you move.
Hell, with that kind of money, you could get yourself a little track. You could have your own little track to run it around and have fun on.
Invite whatever that guy's name from Connecticut down and let him buzz around.
You can invite, Seth can come out.
Loan him a car. Yeah.
Boy, that was an I will say that was an interest. To that point, I don't think we've talked about this. When he called the Ask the Pulpit and mentioned that he used to do that, I didn't even consider wear and tear, the cost of wear and tear on tires and brakes and everything with doing that.
My buddy was replacing tires and brake pads about every 2 weeks.
I didn't even consider that.
And they're not cheap on a Porsche 911 GT3 RS. That's expensive shit. So,
I would think. So.
Yep. And the insurance, he's right. You take it on a track day, your insurance rates are higher because you're dangerous. The odds of a crash on track day are exponentially higher than driving to the grocery store.
Well, I could see that.
Yeah. So, the insurance company wouldn't appreciate knowing that you crashed running around Sebring or something. Yeah, right. Oh, no.
I could see that.
Yeah, not on Elm Street in Sebring, on Sebring.
On Sebring.
There's a difference. That's funny.
Well, cool.
So, that's a big money game. If you do it right, it's an investment. The wear and tear on the car. But anyway, so there's that.
Anyway.
So what else you got?
All right. Well, let's do this now. It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family-owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. You know, I'm getting down to the little nubby end of this League of Fat Bastards here, because obviously I've been talking less than you have, so I would assume you have more. You're close.
I'm about to, fraction more. Yeah.
But
I like these. This is
good.
This is one of those cigars that it's like, I can do these all the time. I like these cigars. And
I've only ever encountered them, thanks to Well, thanks to Meyer and Dutch, one of our goodie bag sponsors for Pulpit Fest. They donated the Meyer and Dutch, or the League of Fat Bastards, to us for the goodie bags, and so I've only ever encountered them, through that. And but they're good. They have a little bit of spice to them, and they've got nice, good flavor, and they burn really, really well. The construction on them is really, really nice.
Well, it's like this one. I've been talking a lot, and it stays lit. I haven't had to really fire it again. So
that counts for a lot.
Does for me.
Yeah. So, anyway, so Villiger Entertainment Report. You said you had some movies or something.
Have you seen Prey? Came out in 2022.
Boy, why does that sound familiar?
That's Predator. That's part of the
No,
Predator.
I haven't seen that. Yeah. That's the one with the Indian girl?
Yes.
Native American, I'm sorry. But
she's an Indian. She's
set
Indian.
in the past, right?
They said, back in like 1700s in Western Canada.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard that it was really good.
I had no idea it was part of the Predator series when she picked it up. If there's a Predator in a movie, I'm in. I am a huge Predator fan.
Okay.
I mean, if I hear clicking behind me, I'm spinning around to look, man, because I know that some bitch is coming up. I am a big fan. It's really it kept my attention. As I've said before, a lot of times we'll watch movies and I'll be iPad or whatever. Yeah. This thing was fun. I enjoyed this one a lot. Predators running around and the old fur trappers and shit. The old French Canadian fur trap. They have no clue what hit them. Okay. And this thing is just sneaking around, and this Indian girl and her brother basically are the ones that, at the end, it's
fight off the predator.
I give Prey 2 thumbs up. That was a good one.
Okay.
Another movie, and I had no idea. I didn't know what this was about. Please realize, all the movies I watch, she gets at the library. I don't know what they are. I don't know what they are until she hands me the remote and I hit play.
Yeah.
One called Mickey 17.
I didn't see that one either, but that was a clone thing, wasn't it?
That's Robert Patterson and that jackass Mark Ruffalo.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a space thing, and basically Robert Patterson is known as an expendable. Expendables can't die. He gets killed and comes right back to life. They just they reproduce him again and again and again and again. And it's clever. I would say that it's a very entertaining. It's a space movie. It's very entertaining and clever. It's a clever concept. Okay. And the only thing I know about Robert Patterson is that Twilight or what the hell
Twilight. He was in the Twilight, and he played Batman in the most recent Batman movie.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, and that was pretty good.
Bringing Twilight back, I saw on TV. They're like, it's going to be in the theaters or some shit again.
It's probably an anniversary. I don't know if you've noticed. That's been a real big thing. I guess Hollywood has been such a cesspool of shit, in terms of movies lately. So what I've noticed in the last, it started with COVID because there weren't that many new movies coming out in 2021 because of the whole COVID shutdown. And then you had the writer strikes and the actor strikes. So again, less product coming out. And what I noticed is more and more anniversary re-releases. What was it? Not this past weekend, but the weekend prior, the drive-in had the 50th anniversary of Jaws playing.
Yeah.
So you can go watch Jaws and everything. And so there's been a lot of that. Like later this year is an anniversary for, I feel like 30, maybe 4, well, it'd be, I don't remember, however many years, for Back to the Future. That's coming back to the theater for a re-release kind of deal. Right. And so they're doing that. And the Harry Potter movies, they've been doing a lot of those at the drive-in lately this year. Right. Like they'll start it and do 2, and then a couple months later they'll do another 2. And so anyway.
Towards that end, I saw, CBS Sunday Morning Show, which is one of those shows we fast forward through. Mm-hmm. But they highlighted the Lincoln Theater in Belleville, Illinois.
No shit.
For the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
People go down there, and apparently it's a big deal at the Lincoln, and everybody's going to Rocky Horror. Rocky Horror this year is the 50th anniversary, and they're bringing it around. Barry Bostwick and Susan Sarandon and those people are going to be touring around the country, and they're going to be appearing at various showings of Rocky Horror.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, the drive-in did their whole little Iconathon, marathon thing where they show old movies. That was the weekend of Pulpit Fest. And on Saturday, on one of the screens, the last movie of the triple feature was Rocky Horror. And they do that every year, I think, as part of that. And when I went last year, for whatever reason, they had it in April last year. So it was fairly cool out by, 1 in the morning when that triple feature last movie was starting.
Right.
And I remember sitting in my car looking out and seeing all these guys in tighty whities and women in white slips and white bras just dancing away out in it was probably high 40s,
it's
temperature-wise at that point. But they're out there dancing and doing their thing to Rocky Horror right there at the drive-in.
Yeah, neat. Yeah, what's sad is Tim Curry can't get around and go about because he had a stroke, and I think he's got slight paralysis. He's wheelchair-ridden now.
Yeah.
He kind of talks off to the side, sort of. And I hate to see that because I liked him. I think just aside from Rocky Horror, I think he was a good actor.
He was.
So that was sad, but Rocky Horror is coming around again. So there's your 50th anniversary on that one.
Well, there you go.
I guarantee you, Twilight won't come around 50 years.
No.
Another one we watched, Final Destination: Bloodlines. Good summary. We'll leave it at that. The only thing they did well in that movie was they've honed squishing bodies.
Mm-hmm.
When they squish a body, it's like, that's pretty good. Other than that, I got nothing on that movie.
See, here's the thing. The Monkey had very Final Destination tones to it with the way that people would pass away and very bizarre.
It was much more clever.
But it was much more clever, much more entertaining, and much more humorous.
More suspenseful. Yeah, it's like, whoa, didn't see that coming. Yeah.
Whereas it feels like with Final Destination, it's like, how can we make this as uncomfortable of a like I saw a preview and it showed like a guy drop a glass in some ice and I'm just like, ugh, like that alone made me cringe and just everything else.
And she's going to get killed at the end. It's like, why even bother? So
I've only seen the first one, and that was enough for me. And
that's how they are. And the only other movie we watched, and this is that, aw, how when you get old, you like movies.
Yeah,
it's based on a true story. It's based on a book, and it has to do with. It's called the Penguin Lessons.
Okay.
A British teacher goes to Argentina, and this is back in 1970s when they were doing the coup d'etat when Perón was overthrown.
Okay.
So his people would go around the streets and pick folks up if they were anti rebel, so to speak. They would disappear. They would pick them up and imprison them. They would jail them. And this is a British teacher who went down to a boys' school to teach English. And during the bombings, he went to Uruguay for a week just to get away. And he came across an oil slick, an oil-covered penguin. And he took it back to his hotel room, cleaned it up, and brought the friggin' thing back to him to Argentina. And he kept it as a pet. And the boy students, embraced the penguin. They started studying harder because they got to feed the penguin little fish.
Yeah.
And the penguin became part of his life. And it's the whole thing about how the penguin changed the school, how one of the workers at the school, she got picked up and imprisoned, and how he fought to get her back in the end. And it's just the fact that it's a real story, that it's a real British teacher who did in fact find a penguin and went through all that bullshit.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. It's the kind of movie where you sit there and you go, wow, somebody actually did this. And that shit really went on, during the old Perón era. Yeah. So that was a good movie. That was one of the ones where everybody became better people because of the penguin.
Very cool.
Man, it was a real penguin in the movie. It wasn't CGI bullshit.
Oh, well, that's good.
So, yeah, it was well made. It was a good movie.
Oh, good.
Oh, there you go.
I like it. Well, very cool.
Other than that, I haven't watched a whole lot because when you're out in Yellowstone and you're sitting in a hotel room, you just channel flip and you don't have a lot of channels, and what's on is usually crap. So
you just kind of don't.
You go to bed early and get up early, and get up at 4:30 or 5 in the morning to get out there before the critters come out. So you just go to bed earlier. So yeah.
Well, you saw bears, so that counts for a lot. That's entertaining in and of itself.
I saw bears and wolves. So now I can die happy.
There you go. All right. Well, let's move on and do this now. It's time to fly high with Blackbird Cigars. Blackbird Cigars offers you remarkable quality using the most delicate and finest tobacco to always ensure that you're receiving unsurpassed cigars. Blackbird Cigars strives to give you undoubted repeating flavor for every cigar you smoke and impressive quality so that you can always expect greatness. Check out their website for a full list of stores carrying Blackbird Cigars and give them a test flight. Blackbird Cigars, can't clip our wings. All right, this is going to be one of those ones that people are going to give me shit for, but at the end of it, it has a good ending. So, in September 2000, 19-year-old Kevin Hines jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge in a suicide attempt. Out of the thousands who have jumped, he is one of the very few to survive. Kevin later said that the moment his hands left the railing, he regretted his decision instantly. He survived with severe injuries, but his story didn't end there. He decided to use his second chance to help others respect their life. Over the years, Kevin has become a powerful voice for mental health and suicide prevention. He co-founded the Kevin and Margaret Hines Foundation, travels the world giving talks, and even created a documentary called Suicide: The Ripple Effect. His work emphasizes hope, resilience, and the importance of connection, reminding people that even in their darkest moments, they're not alone. Today, he is considered one of the most impactful mental health advocates, sharing his experience to save lives and push for better support systems. So be like Kevin Hines and Blackbird Cigars, and don't let anybody clip your wings. So, he took a bad situation, made it right, and I figured it also tied into the whole League of Fat Bastards, donating 40% of their net profits to support men's mental health.
I've always wondered about that. When people commit suicide, do they have that fleeting moment of, oh, shit?
I mean, this guy evidently did when he was, plummeting towards the bay, Yeah. I mean, you would have to think that would be the case, at least for some people when they have that spare second. Yeah, I think would be the thing.
I think there has to be that millisecond. It's like even when you shoot yourself in the head or something. There has to be that millisecond of, man, I'm not coming back after this dumb move.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too. We ought to pass a law. All these murder suicides. We should pass a law that says you need to do it the other way around. Suicide first, murder second.
Because that's the thing.
Just don't do that. Kill yourself. Don't kill.
All it takes is a law, and then at that point, people won't do it.
Abide.
Yeah.
And if you do it wrong, death sentence. Because you're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, we'll take care of it for you.
When I'm elected president.
Oh boy.
Anyway. The thing about the only piece of trivia I know about the Golden Gate Bridge is that when they finish painting, and it's constantly being painted the same color, like that color. When they get to one end, it's time to start over in the other end, and it's a perpetual paint job. You have to look at this, and you have to think, how many years before the bridge collapses from the weight of the paint? Because I've never heard where they remove or strip. I mean, paint is heavy. You know that. A gallon of paint is like 8 to 10 pounds. A gallon of milk's like, however much. So you have to look at it, how many gallons of paint go on? I mean, an airplane, I'm trying to remember now. I'm stressing my brain. An airplane has got like 700 pounds of paint on it or some shit.
Yeah.
I know one of your listeners will correct me, and please do. But you put that much paint on a thing, and it increases weight. Well, if they're continually just repainting over painting, there comes a weight limit where that bridge can't sustain. I mean, it may be 100 years from now, but whatever. There has to be a point where you're going to have to strip that friggin' thing down, or the paint is going to weaken the stability of the bridge. I would think. You
would think that I'm trying to think. I don't know.
This is deeper science shit than wild chickens, and I can't believe you still have people calling in about friggin' wild chickens.
There you go.
That tells you a lot about your. Anyway.
You put it out there, and
I did, didn't I?
They wanted to, yeah. But
and I didn't see a single wild chicken the whole time out west. But.
Well, no, you got to go to the southern Asia or something like that. Yeah,
8,000 years ago or whatever.
But I wonder if maybe like the salty air and the wind and everything, maybe that's doing some level of stripping to the paint, which might be causing the need to repaint. But I don't know.
Well, that's a valid point. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just.
It may not strip at all, but there might be a percentage of it that.
Yeah, it's like self-medication. It's just taking care of itself. I don't know.
So it may be one of those situations where, you're still going to eventually have a weight issue, but maybe it's prolonging that. Yeah. Like,
just an awful lot of weight goes under that bridge. Just I don't know how many gallons it takes to. We could probably Google it. How many gallons of paint does it take to paint the Golden Gate Bridge, and then times the weight. I mean, I'm sure it's not an insignificant amount.
I wouldn't think so.
Boy, did I just take your depressing story and just twist it a whole nother angle on you.
Yeah. I mean, you did. You took it.
How much does the weight on the Golden Gate Bridge of the paint weigh? How much does the paint on the Golden Gate Bridge weigh?
Okay, so I Googled.
But wait, there's more.
So according to Google, painting the Golden Gate Bridge is an ongoing process, so the amount of paint used varies year by year. Blah, blah, blah. The initial painting, when the bridge was first completed in 1937, it took approximately 110,000 gallons of international orange paint to apply the first coats. Annual touch-ups, an estimated 5,000 to 10,000 gallons of paint are used each year for ongoing maintenance and touch-ups on priority areas. For example, in 2021, the Bridge District reported using 2,590 gallons. A larger number of gallons is required for more substantial projects. A full repainting of the entire structure is not done on a fixed schedule, but rather when needed based on inspections. For instance, a long-term project to remove the original lead-based paint took over 27 years to complete from 1968 to 1995.
Okay, so now do this Google. What does a can of paint weigh? What does a gallon of paint weigh?
What does a gallon of paint weigh?
I know your listeners are enjoying the shit out of this.
A gallon of paint typically weighs between 7 and 12 pounds, the average being around 11 pounds.
Okay, so you got 5,000 times 11. That's a lot of weight.
That's a lot of weight. Let's say
5,000 gallons per trip times 11 pounds. Yeah.
I mean, that's 55,000 pounds right there,
Boom. So there you go.
So, yep.
Yep. That's a lot of weight.
It is.
It's going to collapse someday. I'm predicting it right now.
Just putting it out there.
Putting it out there.
Watch yourself on the Golden Gate. It's going to go down at some point. Oh, my gosh.
That's funny.
That's pleasant. But anyway. Oh, right. Well, I finished my League of Fat Bastards. I thought it was a good cigar.
I'm down to that.
Yeah.
And I'm not giving up yet. So I will finish it.
There you go. Oh, well, fine.
Anyway,
well,
so you had a La Capitana the other day.
I did.
And you liked it.
I like that cigar. It's a little on the lighter side, but it's got a little bit of something to it.
I had the Churchill, and I enjoyed that thing. That's the first one I had. That's a good cigar.
I like it in the morning with some coffee. I think it pairs nice with coffee. It has a little. It's lighter for my personal taste, but it has a little bit of strength to it, right. And I think it goes well with a nice coffee in the morning.
I can see that.
So yeah. Otherwise, in terms of what I've been smoking lately, this is an unofficial, 3 cigars here. I have been smoking a lot of the that Lunatic Torch that we had.
They're a little stronger.
They're a little stronger, yeah.
Yeah, they got a little bit of bite to them, yeah.
And then I found the remainder of my box of the Charter Oak Habanos in my humidor the other day, so I've been working my way through those too. Right. But
a while back, you gave me that 3-pack. That was Rocky Patel, that silver like a candy bar.
Oh yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
That two guys put out, or United put it out.
Yeah.
I had the Rocky Patel Sangro, and I enjoyed this little box press. That was good. I like that.
Yeah.
And then I had the Domain Negentropy.
Yeah.
It tastes burnt, and that's a dumb thing to say about something that you set on fire. But it was dense and harsh and tasted burnt.
Oh.
Which I know it's a full body, robust, taste of leather and bullshit. I worked my way through it because I didn't care to stop, but it distinctly had a different kind of an angle to it than
I haven't had
than
that.
most.
I've actually got one sitting right here though.
That's it.
Little fat, chubby box press thing.
Yeah, it's got that weird little double wrapper on it. You got to take the one off in order to get the other one off. Yeah.
Do you? I haven't even tried to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like a little strap around a bigger band. Yeah. Oh. I mean, it's an attractive wrapper, but
yeah.
So yeah, that cigar was unique. I actually experienced. It's like I said, it tasted harsh and burned.
Okay.
Kind of a dark flavor.
Well, that's unfortunate.
It is what it is.
Whatever. Well, very cool.
So are you going to do Pulpit Fest again next year?
Yeah. October 1st through the 4th.
This last one didn't turn you off of doing another one?
No. Unlike Dave, he's questioning whether or not he wants to do another expo. I'm all in for doing another Pulpit Fest. Of course, mine are so much more chill. Yeah. He's putting on a big production, and there's like schedules and a lot of moving parts to the expo versus mine. It's like, don't get me wrong. It's not like, there's definitely planning that goes into it, but there's also plenty of chill downtime too, to where it kind of isn't quite the rigorous minute by minute kind of deal like the expo is.
Yeah,
so.
we don't have nearly the requirement of supplies and whatnot as he does.
No.
So
Nope. It's nice. So yeah.
All right.
And boy, I think we managed to pick the right weekend this year. I don't know if you've paid attention to the weather down there.
It's been raining a lot down there, hasn't it?
They have been just inundated with rain down there for pretty much ever since we left. So, we got lucky. For the little bit of rain that we did get during the event.
It didn't seem to. It didn't inhibit anything, though. I mean, it rained like a son of a bitch right after the event was done on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, I drove back to Orlando in torrential downpours. Cars were pulling off to the side. But during the event, I don't recall the rain really bothering anybody.
Not really. Well, I mean, Ken's patio is fairly covered, and then there were the tents outside, and that helped, for the limited amount of, because it was just a drizzle for the most part that we dealt with.
Right.
So, yeah, it worked out.
All right, well, we'll do it again then. Okay,
there we go.
We'll do it again.
I mean, we have to. I've already announced October 1st through the 4th. We have to.
And I've already created the logo.
So there you go. So it's going to have to happen.
And you've already liked it. So
I did. I already do like it. So
we know what that's going to Look like. So
here we go. All right, then.
All right, then, son.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for taking time out to talk to us about your trip.
This is my first cigar on my brand new patio. I got nothing to complain about.
Perfect.
I know I picked a good location. The sun's moved over that way, and I've got more shade now than I did when I began.
See, now you got to go out and find a nice table and chair set and an umbrella.
No, I have no input whatsoever. I could say I like that one, and we'll get the other one. I mean,
either which way, you need that. That's all I'm saying. You that needs to be a to-do list item.
Yep. And what's interesting is the number of golf balls seems to have decreased significantly since we put this in.
Really?
There was only one lying over here in the mulch when we got back after being gone an entire week.
Really?
And typically, I was having golf balls rolling up up by the back door and the gas grill, and I don't know what it is, but
you think maybe. Because people now can see it's not grass there?
No, it's just dumb luck.
Oh, okay.
People standing on the tee box can't see this anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so no, it's just
I didn't know if.
Yeah, this is magic material that repels golf balls.
Perfect.
That's what I try to convince myself of.
Then whatever works. Do you still do the annual count, or is that not a thing?
No, I do. I'm averaging 127 a year.
Oh God.
This past year was my July 4th annual golf ball count. And this last year was more. This last year was closer to 140 something.
Oh my God!
And I even threw a bunch. If they're brands I don't like Top Flights, throw them out there. Max Flies, throw them out there. You get a lot of range ball people who steal range balls and play them on a course.
Yeah,
should be flogged. And
they're different.
You'd be amazed the number of range balls I find in my yard.
Correct, right? They're different. They're not the same.
They're shitty. Yeah,
well, yeah, but
they're
like
dull. They're dead. They don't fly as far.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
they're lower compression. They don't fly as well, and they're just shitty golf balls. And people steal them from the range, and they come here and they hit them. And I just do not understand that.
Interesting.
But I also get brand new first time hit Top Flights, or I'm sorry, Pro Vs rather, Pro V ones. I've got golf balls that I know it was only hit one time.
Yeah.
So for every range ball, I get a good one, and it goes in my collection, my box. One of these days, I'll go play golf again.
I was going to say, you can actually go use them. So.
And the only other thing I'm going to say is congratulations to Paul, because I know that's the reason he couldn't make Pulpit Fest.
Yeah.
Because he had an opportunity, and God love the guy. He took it, and he went at it, and he got it. So, attaboy.
There you go.
I don't even know the guy. And I'm proud of him. So, congratulations to him.
He'll come next year. We'll make sure he comes next year.
Yeah, I'm kind of slating it in, trying to budget and make sure that it can happen, but we'll see.
You should. He'll be good.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know.
People like seeing you there this year.
All these people who knew me, it's like, who the hell are you? Yeah, Ricky and all the other, they were nice. They were very, very nice people. I had a good time. I'm glad.
See, there's going to be different people next year that you're going to have to, I mean, come hell or high water, Luke and Noah are going to have to come back next year.
If Luke shows up, there's going to be a fight.
Whatever. I don't want to hear it, because there was already some Corvette talk this year that we don't, have to get into specifics if you don't want to. But there was already some Corvette talk, and I figure based upon that alone, you and Hank were ready to throw down right there. So if you can handle that, like Luke and his New Balance jokes is
Hank will be on my side if Luke shows up.
Well, that's my point. If you two didn't throw down over what was said this year, you can handle Luke and his New Balance comments all day long.
Yeah, everybody thinks Ferrari's the greatest car on earth, and it's not. I'm just saying. Not that I'm going to name names, but we know. That was fun. It was fun. It was all in jest, and no, it wasn't. Part of it was in jest. The other part was serious, but that's all right. We all defend our own likes.
Look, it's like a sports team. Somebody can have an opinion, and they might accidentally say it in front of a whole group of fans of that team that they're shitting on. So,
that's a good way to put it.
You just got to be willing to take the abuse at that point.
You're going to put it out there, be prepared to have it shoved right back at you.
There you go. So
anyway, it was fun. It was a good time. We'll do it again.
Perfect. Well,
all right.
Enjoy your patio.
I will. I'm going to go inside and start flipping through some more photos, and I'll send you a few at some point, and I'll post on Instagram. Everybody, I'm on Instagram at Curmudgeon. Look for Yellowstone pictures of bears and things. And next Friday, I'm going down to the track because the IMSA WeatherTech Series is in town. They're doing the Battle of the Bricks, the WeatherTech race on Sunday. So I'm going to go down Friday for practice. So I'll be posting some sports cars and race cars on after that.
There you go.
And next Saturday is the Corvette show in Effingham. So I've got a fun weekend next weekend.
There you go. Well, perfect.
Yeah. Good stuff. And I'll see you in October because we're coming over in October.
Oh, okay. We'll figure that out.
More details to follow.
Yeah, after. All fair.
Yeah. Nobody gives a shit but you and I, maybe. Or maybe you don't. I don't even know. But
well, no, it's more like I don't need people knowing where I'm going to be. So
there you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye, everybody.
And I really want to thank my dad for taking time out of his day today to talk to us about his trip. Sounds like a really nice time. And, I'm not, I appreciate nature. I'm not one to go out hiking. Bugs tend to love me too much for me to go and spend too much time, hiking and doing things like that. But I definitely appreciate nature. And there's some very pretty nature out that way. So it would be very nice to see. And I'd like to see a bear. I think seeing a bear would be cool. Anyway, Well, guys, I'm available on the socials at Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit. I'm on Facebook, where we have the Pulpit Parishioners group. You can get in on the fun by finding the group and requesting access there. I'm on Twitter/X. You can watch us on Rumble and YouTube. And if you use Spotify, I do Spotify video as well, so you can watch us or listen to us on Spotify. Make sure you give us a call on the Ask the Pulpit hotline, area code 863-874-0000. That's 863-874-0000. Call in with your comments, questions, concerns, whatever you have. I enjoy doing those episodes, and it's always nice when I have a whole lot of calls banked up so that I can hit a lot of you at once. So, otherwise, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick. Everybody, stay safe, stay smoky. And I've definitely got some FOMO about this year's New England Cigar Expo. So hopefully everybody has a wonderful time at that. And I hope that Dave, Dave, I hope you enjoy it and take a moment to enjoy it, and you're not just stressed out the whole time. Hopefully you can sit back and take a moment and soak it all in. So enjoy the expo, guys. Later.